Thank you for joining us, everybody. We're going to get our show started in just a couple of seconds here. Want to remind everybody, if you could just share this broadcast, we would greatly appreciate it because it would help us get more views and make the show a lot more exciting for live interaction. So please, don't forget to share the broadcast. We also appreciate all of your likes and comments. Thank you so much for tuning in, and get ready for Spit the Wits. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to this show that was entirely produced and developed by the people sitting in front of you. Jessy Meadows and Frankie Almost. Brought to you in part by Rolling Hills Productions. Live from Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Spit the Wits. Jessy, if you would be so kind, would you please tell us what today's show's about?
Okay, everybody, we have an awesome show for you tonight where we pretty much talk about whatever we feel like. Like, we think about it, and then we decide whether or not we're going to talk about it. So, it's going to be fun.
Sounds good.
And now, here is your host, Frankie Almost.
Okay. Hello, everybody.
Thank you for sharing, Jen.
Thank you, Jen. We appreciate it. And for the rest of you that shared, we appreciate it too.
Yes.
How is everybody doing today? Jess, how are you doing today?
I'm doing better.
Better?
Yes.
That's good.
I'm still not completely over it, but I'm definitely better.
Right. And I am doing well myself, thanks for asking. And
sorry, I'm trying to. I know.
No, I know. We got a lot of things we're trying to get squared away.
Since we don't
here.
have a guest today, we
right. We had a last minute cancellation too. It wasn't really last minute; it was the day prior. So, but Jackie, we were going to have Jackie on, and she unfortunately can't make it because her work schedule changed. So we don't know when we're going to get her in here. So, anyway, we're scrambling to get the show rolling here, and we are here live from Las Vegas, Nevada, and Rolling Hills Productions, which is located somewhere in the vicinity of Trop and Pecos. We don't want to say exactly where, just because.
You never know, like, who's going to show
up
here.
Right, creepy peoples.
Get psycho.
Creepy peoples. Speaking of creepy peoples.
Creepy peoples.
On the drive over here, I dealt with something that I deal with every day. Now, I don't know how much this is in other states, but here in Nevada, they've recently changed the left turn lanes to these flashing yellow lights, which means you can make a left, but you have to like proceed with caution, basically, which is really cool because it's not just like a green arrow and then you turn left and then it turns red and then you're screwed. You can dangle out there and wait until it's clear and still make lefts. I don't know if they're doing that in California because I haven't been there in a long time, and I haven't seen it in any other states that I've been in. So props to Nevada for doing that, but people don't know how to use the shit, so it's been really irritating. So basically what's happening is when you're coming up to the intersection, like say here, and you're turning left to go onto this street right here, you're supposed to pull up past the line and like wait there before you turn. That way you can get other people a chance to make it through the same flashing yellow light. But what people are doing is they're staying behind the light as if it's red. And then right before the light turns red, they dart out there and nobody else gets a chance to go. And that's happening so frequently here that it's driving me absolutely insane. And that's what grinds my gears. I'm sorry. I felt like I was
drive your cars.
Peter Griffin there for a second.
Step on your gas pedals and drive your cars.
Right. Sadly, Chad will not be coming to Vegas till later in the year. That's too bad, Chad. Let me know how that goes because I was looking forward to seeing you. And let's see, what else are we talking about, Jess, here?
I'm just coming up with it on the fly tonight.
Right.
I'm like, oh, shoot, because I kind of wasn't expecting this because I thought we were going to have our guest, and we miss Jackie, and we love her to death.
Right.
And we're very sad she can't be here.
Wait, speaking of which, let me cut you off real quick, but don't lose your train of thought, okay? Jackie had hired me to do like this little temporary karaoke gig that we're trying to make permanent, but we're just kind of working the nuts and bolts out. And I went to this place, Noreen's Lounge on Trop, and I can never remember the name of the street. It's the street right before Topaz, but I can't remember the name of the street. My bad. I should have wrote it down. Anyway, I went and I did it, and we had a pretty good turnout for our first night. It wasn't anything major yet, but I'm telling you, people that did not show up, and some of you were going to show up and ended up not showing up. This place is so cool. Like, I don't just say that about every place that I work at. Like, you guys can tell when I'm being sincere, and this place is, like, so cool. It's like what old school Vegas, it has a very much similar feel to Double Shots. It's quaint, it's smaller than Double Shots, but it has like this little dividing wall that goes into the pool table / karaoke room. And I mean, it's just really cool. So if you guys aren't doing anything Thursday, please come check it out. I was spinning I got a chance to DJ because I got there an hour early. So I was just DJing at the beginning of the night, and it was really, really cool. I got to brush up on some of my RZA DJ skills. And then about 11 o'clock, we kicked off karaoke, and we had a blast. And I stayed there. She was mad because I didn't come home until like 3 or 4 in the morning. But, right?
No, I wouldn't say I was mad.
You were like, get out of here.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried, though.
No, yeah, I'm just kidding. She wasn't mad, but she was like, I haven't heard from you. And I'm like, I'm sorry. You know, we were having fun. So we had a good time. So basically what I'm saying is Thursday night, I think we're starting at 11 because I was there at 10, and 10 I think was a little too early. But 11 to 3, very good karaoke schedule for Las Vegas. Because most people in Vegas, for those of you that aren't in Vegas, most people don't come out. They don't even start getting ready until 11 o'clock. So
yeah.
Okay, so back to what you were saying.
So, okay, I'm just kind of interacting with everybody.
Good. In the room? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Hello, Alicia. Nice to see you again. I'm glad that you're watching. Last time we were here, we had my mom on, and I don't know how many of you saw that, but yes, I am still making music, Alicia, yes. We actually, in a couple of our really early episodes, like 1 and 2, we played one of my songs that was like my most recent song. So I don't know, possibly because of scheduling issues, I might play it again tonight. So stick around. We'll figure that out in the next couple of minutes here. Thank you, Alicia. I appreciate it. So let's see.
Thank you guys for the hearts.
Yes, thank you guys for the hearts. Go ahead and talk about something, Jess, while I share this to a couple of more pages.
Okay, well, I have something interesting, and I don't know if how many of you have to deal with this, but narcolepsy.
Oh gosh.
I've had it the past couple of weeks, but today was so bad. Exactly.
Oh, shit, my bad.
Yeah, like that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm just gonna try. What? Yeah. I was doing that in the shower, okay, and that's kind of scary when you're sitting there massaging, shampooing your hair, and then you realize you just kind of dozed off for about 5-10 minutes there in the shower. Yeah.
Now, do you think it's full-fledged narcolepsy or just like a really severe sleeping fit or something?
I think it's narcolepsy.
You think is narcolepsy a disease that you can get, like hepatitis?
Narcolepsy is, they don't know too much about it, but they think that it is a lack of, I think it's olorexin in the brain, which determines appetite and wakefulness. It's a neurotransmitter, just like serotonin and melatonin tells you to sleep and all this other stuff.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a lack of this neurotransmitter that tells you to stay awake.
Interesting.
But it's also linked to, like, low blood pressure, low blood sugar, you know, anything that makes your body kind of, like, want to shut down. Because it's not...
That's pretty much everything for me.
Yeah, right.
Like, I feel so fatigued, I tied my shoes.
Yeah, I'm done with today.
I'm done.
I'm just done.
Yeah. So narcolepsy, huh? Okay. I have a narcolepsy story here. There was one time that I couldn't stay awake in school, and it lasted my entire high school year.
It lasted 4 years for me.
Nice. Yeah, exactly. My whole 4 years of high school, I was asleep. So, and people that are watching can vouch for that because some people went to school with me and they were like, "Why are you even here, Frankie?"
Oh, Alyssa says, "Are you anemic?" Possibly. Actually.
Wow, weird. Pete Anderson says that he can never get the stream live, but he can only play old episodes on a Mac. Not sure if there is an issue because of that. Dude, Pete Anderson, your computer knowledge is freaking like 10,000 times mine, so you would be a better person to talk to about that than me. You're the first person I've heard that hasn't been able to catch our stream, though. That's kind of weird. Hey, what's up, Jordan? Nice to see you. Jordan used to come to my karaoke nights. Me and him used to sing Hurt So Good together. Jordan's a cool guy. Remember Jordan? When he used to always get me to sing Hurt So Good with him. You remember Jordan.
Sure,
I promise you do. If you saw him, you would remember.
I do.
Yeah. But anyway, Jordan, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. So what else we got going on, Jess?
Okay, so, we have narcolepsy, we have drive your cars, people.
Right. Drive your cars, people is a good one. It really grinds my gears.
Yeah, it's really annoying because people don't seem to understand that they can pull up, they can go.
Do you get the reference when I say it really grinds my gears?
I've heard that before.
It's from Family Guy.
Okay.
It's when Peter Griffin got to like be the commentator on the news, and he did a segment of what grinds my gears, and he basically goes on the rant on the news channel.
Okay.
And he's like, people driving this, that kind of shit. So.
Yeah, Family Guy I never really got into because it just sort of like sometimes it was really funny, but then sometimes it really wasn't. I mean, the times when it was really funny, it was.
Dude, that's the thing, man. When Family Guy first came out, it was pretty funny because it was cutting edge. And then it went off the air for a while, but people had kind of lost interest, including myself. But then when it was gone, it was like, damn, we really want that back. So they freaking brought it back.
Yeah.
And they started making really kick-ass episodes, and it was really funny for like the first couple of years. And then it's like this exact same regurgitated joke over and over and over again. And it just gets old, yeah.
Like, it gets annoying,
right.
I guess.
Right.
Even South Park. South Park used to be my, favorite show. And even that will get a little annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine it's hard to do anything for 10 years and have it not get old. You and I have only been doing this for 7 episodes, and we have complained about technological errors in all 7 episodes. So that probably gets old for viewers, too.
If somebody was paying us millions of dollars, we would
I would just come in, after a foot rub, and I'd be, on cloud 9, and I'd be like, let me tell you about my foot rub. So, yeah. So let's see. Noreen's Lounge, where I am doing karaoke now. We had a couple of people there, and it was really cool because I have not sang "The Beautiful Ones" by Prince in a very long time, since I think probably Golden Palm, because I only sang it at Double Shots maybe 2 or 3 times, and so. My friend Michael was sitting there with this chick that he's, I don't know if it's his girlfriend or a girl that he's dating, but they were both sitting there watching me sing it, and they were like, well, they were hammered, but they were like, dude, that was so good, and it just made me feel good, because I haven't been out in a while doing that stuff, ever since I quit drinking.
Yeah.
I don't really go hang out in bars and do that anymore, so that was fun, yeah.
Yeah, I don't do any of that, so I didn't do anything.
And you know what sucks is I was going to do, a thing. For those of you that know me and know that I sing Prince, I was going to do something where I was basically doing a live karaoke thing. However, we found out really quick that we're not allowed to do anything that's copyrighted on this Facebook stream, believe it or not. Because a friend of mine who does a Facebook stream was doing it here. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to make it sound like he did something illegal, and now I'm telling on who he is. But somebody that I know was streaming, doing a broadcast, and they freaking cut it off when he shared something on YouTube.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Within a minute, his broadcast got cut. So we're not going to be doing that whole thing that we were planning on doing, which was sing live. Unless we do some of our own material, but nobody really wants to hear that. Okay, so that's that. And what do we got going on in the room over there?
Okay, so Joe said that sweet voice of Little Red Corvette, LOL. And then Alyssa said yes.
Oh, okay. Yes. Oh, that's a big fad right now. People saying yes.
Yep.
And it's cool, I think. I mean, it's cute because you get it. Like, they're being like, yes. But, I don't know. What do you think about it? Do you ever use the term yes?
No, but it's like, it's among the whole, like, you know, like, I can't have cheeseburger.
Oh, you think it's like with the cat thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. I was gonna do Little Red Corvette and Raspberry Beret at one point, but like I said, we found out that I can't get away with it. So don't block my Facebook account and throw me in Facebook jail.
Matt, are you talking about my lips or Frankie's?
Oh, what? I got good lips or what?
He said, "Look at those lips."
Oh yeah. No, obviously talking about yours. I have no lips. That's why I've grown facial hair around them to give the illusion of fullness. Right?
You're so handsome, though. Everything about it.
I used to be. I'm not anymore.
You still are.
I'm doing okay for my age, but yeah. Thank you. I love you.
I love you.
Yeah. So I mean, lucky enough that I was still about 4 years ago we met. Now, is it 4 years?
No, like 5.
No, we met in 2012. Oh yeah. Okay.
Almost 5.
So yeah, 5 years ago I was doing good enough to pull this broad. So I'm not complaining. But I'm starting to fall apart, for sure. Bleh.
Well, you can't tell. And
No?
That's what matters.
Okay.
You can't tell.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sure that everybody wants to see us compliment each other.
I know. We're
all
just
day.
going to sit here and have
And
like this
you
really
have the
affectionate...
most amazing eyes.
And you are so amazing when you... Never mind.
Right. Hey, Pete Anderson, are you still watching? Or still in the chat room, I should say? He can't watch it live, right? Did he ever figure that out? Does anybody know? Because I saw there was conversation going on. No? What does Chad say?
Chad was saying, that's what I was just reading. He
Okay.
said, I don't know if you guys know this, but the creator of Family Guy was supposed to be on one of the planes on 9/11. He overslept and missed it. Crazy. I believe he was going to pitch his Family Guy cartoon that day.
That's creepy. You know who else missed a plane that day and almost was on one of the flights? Was Jackie Chan. Does anybody know that?
No, I didn't know that.
He was supposed to film a movie in New York. Now, I'm not positive that this is accurate, but this was something that I was being told. Of course, like Google and things like that weren't so. I mean, they were out there, but they weren't so prevalent. Like anytime anybody thought of something, they weren't like, let's ask Google.
Right.
So it was basically something that people were sharing in chat rooms and stuff. That Jackie Chan was supposed to go film a thing that day and ended up not because he overslept or something. So, yeah.
That's weird when you think about it. The internet really wasn't very big at that time.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it. Matt says I'm a lucky man. I would have to
thank
agree.
you, Matt.
Because besides obvious reasons of looks, she's also intelligent and funny and goofy and all the things that I like. So, because most like hot chicks are just like very drab and don't really have that much personality. And I'll say this in their defense: it's because they don't need to. Why would they have to?
Well, yeah.
So it's like, you walk into a room and instantly things are handed to you. Why do you have to work on your personality? You don't.
Right.
But for some reason you did. I don't know what that is all
Ugly
about.
duckling syndrome.
You have ugly duckling syndrome.
Yeah.
And that means that, in other words, you were not an attractive child.
No.
Is that what you're saying?
No,
No, you're not saying that, or no, you were not?
No, I was not an attractive child.
Oh, okay.
I grew.
I find that hard to believe. However, she lost all of her baby pictures. She doesn't have any
I don't have any pictures. Yeah.
So I don't even know if she's real, to tell you the truth.
I
Because
don't
there's
know if
no
I'm real
past
either.
history on this woman.
It's kind
Might
of
be being
weird.
scammed here. It's a little too good to be true, I think. But no, getting back to what I was saying, not only is she good looking, but she acts really goofy. She's bratty, which I like to a degree. I don't like somebody that's a total prissy brat and thinks they deserve everything.
No, I'm just bratty. Like I don't want to do stuff.
Right. Well, not only that, but like when you want stuff, you kind of pout and shit a little, which is cute.
So do you, and it's cute.
Well, yeah, I always do. I throw tantrums. Jesus. Thank you, Matt. He said we were a cute couple.
Thank you.
Yes, I appreciate that. So yeah, I did share a little bit of a story of her and I meeting, but we were having such bad technical difficulties that day that I never really got to illustrate. I just wanted to say to recap on that, and I'm not going to go through the whole entire scenario. I'm just saying a bunch of really outlandish shit involving celebrities and frickin' all kinds of things landed me and her in the presence of each other. And It was amazing. And I don't know how many of you guys believe in The Secret, or even what I'm talking about when I say The Secret, because this was so 2008. Oh my God. So
long ago.
yeah, I think it was even 2007. But if anybody has ever read up on The Secret, and I don't want to like get too big into religion or anything like that, that's kind of the beauty of The Secret, is it doesn't really, it says that you can use whatever ideology that you want, but basically what you're thinking of and the images that you're holding in your mind are going to come to fruition for you because of the law of attraction, which is a force in the universe, just like gravity. There's no escaping it. It's an actual law. Yes. So, just like the Earth revolves around the sun and things to that degree, that things are. Yeah, so if you're in a negative frame of mind, you're going to attract negative shit, and it's not like it's not so much like a karma thing. It's more or less like attracts like. So basically, try not to be in a negative attitude if you don't want negative things to happen, because they're going to, like magnets, attract each other.
Well, yeah, and haven't you noticed sometimes that if you'll wake up in the morning and it'll seem to be a good day, and then one small thing goes wrong, and then it just seems to snowball, and it feels like you're in an alternate universe. It's because you let that one thing get to you, and now you just start attracting more of that. Right. So that you end up snowballing, and basically you just have to go to sleep and reset.
I'm really, really I suffer from it really bad. Even though I've studied The Secret and I believe in The Secret, it landed me you, which was a great thing, and it landed me a lot of things, really good friends, people that provide me, with things. I'm not making a shitload of cash or anything. But I'm not really the type of person that wants cash. I want the things that cash obtains.
That's how I am too.
So I've got a studio I can use 24/7.
Yeah.
And so I don't have the cash actually, but I have the studio. That's fine for me. As long as I've got electricity and a venue to be able to express myself, I'm a happy guy. Yes, I would like a Lamborghini, but it's not necessary for me to be happy.
I think if we actually let ourselves want the money, we would get it.
See, the money is the root of all evil.
The love
of money is the root of all evil. Because money itself is just paper.
Yeah.
Right. Even though it's got evil depictions. And
it's good.
on it.
I mean, God wants you to enjoy yourself. God wants you to be like, oh, okay, I feel like buying this today. I feel like going out here to eat or whatever.
Right.
So it's not money or even liking money that's evil. It's the love of it, because that's everything that's wrong with the world.
Right. And I believe that to a degree. Yeah, absolutely. It's too bad that it's so necessary.
Yeah.
It's too bad that it's. I've gotten by with being able to have things provided for me. Mm-hmm. So I've been able to cut out the middleman, which is money, for most of my life. Well, and it's been really cool. I mean, I had times where I've had money to throw around and shit, but I wasn't happier then.
Yeah, and I wish that everything was just barter and trade.
It should be barter and trade.
Because everybody has something that they can do for you.
Right.
And that you can do for them. And if
exactly.
we did that, it would be a very different society.
It would be a different society. And it wouldn't count so much on just... Because, people will literally, like on strippers, they'll make it rain.
Yeah.
And just the act of doing this with cash, and next thing you know, a girl is just, freaking doing whatever you want. Well, not whatever you want, but you know what I mean, within the confines of stripping. And it's ridiculous because, in a different world... And in a later time, people would do things in trade. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a much better system.
It is.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny, because when Pete Anderson finally does see this, because he can't watch the live stream, but when Pete Anderson does see this, he actually made this movie called Partners for Life back in the 90s that I was a part of. And they actually talked about the barter system on there. Yeah, you did see part of it. Yeah, I did show you parts of it, yeah. I need a new copy of that, Pete, whenever you get a chance, especially if you have it on DVD, because my VHS is worn out, and it's a... But, yeah. So let's see, what do we got going on? Hey, Alicia, how do you feel about money? Is money important? You've got family members that have a shitload of money. Does it make them happy? We're going to wait for that answer because, as you know, there is a delay. But Alicia knows what I'm talking about. For sure. I have family members that had money, but they didn't really, I don't know. I don't think that they were ever happy, though.
I think I was happier when I had money, but...
I think the only happiness is just security, that's all.
It's freedom. I think is what it is. If you feel like something, if you need something, if you feel like something, if you feel like doing something or going somewhere, you can just do it.
Right. Hello, Luana. How are you doing? We're talking about the love of money right now, Luana. Something, let's see. What does Matt say?
Money pretty much solves all problems but health, and even that it can cure, that depending on what it is. And it's true. Like, it does.
To a
it's
degree.
Like, it can buy...
Here's the thing, though. You can have a shitload of money, and this is getting into some weird, creepy shit that her and I believe in anyway. And that is that you can have money, you know, to sew your arm back on if you get cut off or whatever, you know, and temporary things like that. But inner healing actually heals you more than money does. It'll get you the drugs and all the things to mask the stuff and the attention.
Money is also very temporary.
But just like what we were talking about, The Secret, that, as people know that ever watched The Secret, there was a girl on there that had gotten diagnosed with some stage 4 crazy breast cancer. And within 3 months, she had cured it without a mastectomy, without chemotherapy, without radiation, because of happiness, inner happiness. Now, I'm sure that she was being don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we should all be broke and freaking, you know, wearing sandals and freaking traveling the earth about, you know, our feet or something like that.
Well, yeah, but you have, you know, certain relatives that you can see that they love money. Yeah. They love having things,
right.
and
it hurt them really bad when they lost it. And it never hurt me that bad because I was used to not having.
Yeah.
I've had and I've not had. I've never had to the extent that they had. But I definitely had. But I was still never happy. I was just out there blowing it every night in the freaking casinos and getting drunk because I was still lonely. I wasn't happy. I mean,
what I noticed was when I had money, my mom had died and I was a blackjack dealer. That's when I met my husband. So I was making a lot of money at Harrah's. I was making way more than I needed to make for, you know, a single girl with no kids. And I found that when I would order something, I would be all excited, or when I would buy something, I'd be all excited for a very short time, and then I had to buy something else. Right. Like an addiction. And it was very, it was just very empty.
I understand what you're saying. Let me further prove my point about money not really meaning that much. Okay, most guys, like, look at Trump, okay? Shitloads of money, got a beautiful wife, right? Do you think that she's necessarily dating him off of his personality or good looks? No. Or do you think that she's dating him for money?
Money.
And she probably has grown to love him. She probably has grown to love him in ways, but it was probably not what attracted her to him, right?
Right.
So, okay, so that being a case in point, when I met you, and you are what people would consider a trophy wife too because of your looks. And when I met you, I had $100 in my pocket, 100 borrowed dollars in my pocket, and I still landed you. So tell me why money matters so much.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
It is all about your mindset.
Exactly. What does Alicia say here? She said, money helps, and when... Oops, it just flipped. Money helps, and when you make a lot of it, it's nice to always give back. Yeah, absolutely. Giving back is a big thing, too. I still, when I'm traveling around with $5 in my pocket, will split it with a homeless dude. I have no trouble giving a homeless guy my last $5. And I don't... this is another thing I wanted to talk about. I don't care if he goes and buys booze or drugs with it. I really don't.
I don't either.
Because it's going to make him happy for the day. And as long as he's happy, for all I know, he's on some kind of freaking pills, like Valiums or something, and if he doesn't get one, he could literally die.
Yeah, same thing with alcohol.
So I would rather give him the $5 and not worry about what the hell he's spending it on.
Because you've just made his day, because believe me, if he needs alcohol, he wants that way more than food.
Right. And I'm going to get another $5. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's going to happen. Time and time again, I've landed $5. I'm pretty amazing that way.
If I had $5 for every time I had $5.
Right? What does Matt say here? We're having Jess do all the reading because, as you guys know, my prescription is not correct.
It will pay my rent, my bills, and would give me time to focus on what I love, like my women, my kids, my music. I would never get bored.
I agree. Now, don't get me wrong. If money fell in my lap, I wouldn't just be like, oh, I don't want this. I'm an earthly person. Like it's just not necessary for me to pursue. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with money. The love of money definitely is bad, because I've seen people act really shitty to people because of money.
Yeah, and and it's never enough.
Yeah.
You know, it's never going to be enough. It's never going to make you happy, no matter how much you have.
Right. I think what it does is it brings you some security, because you're not so worried about things like, am I going to be able to have my power on?
But
and
once you get
that
past
brings you a little bit of happiness, because, okay, here's another thing that we've been wanting to talk about on the show for a while, now that we've gotten deep into the stuff and we're actually like tapping we've hit oil, all right? Mm-hmm. So people that get sick and get cancer and things like that, and we're not saying all diseases are this way, but cancer mainly, as you guys have probably been told your whole life, cancer's in your system. Like since birth, you have cancer cells in your body. Now, again, we're not doctors, so we're not claiming that we know everything, but this is just our theories. I have to clarify that, because our shows are being watched by people that could kill us and shut us off.
Yep.
So here's the thing, though. What we're trying to say is, what I've done, I've researched in my own time things, and I'm not talking about just WebMD and stupid crap like that. I'm not trying to be a WebMD physician here. But throughout my spiritual findings and stuff like that, I've found out that cortisol, which is a chemical that's released in your body during stress, high cortisol levels will cause cancer, or will erode cells that are fighting cancer.
Stress is
and
huge.
So
Stress and diet.
I heard stress and diet are the two major causes of cancer, and I personally believe that myself, because if you think about it, you have all these cells in your body, right? And they have cilia, which is like little antennas all over their thing that communicate with each other. And so they know as soon as cancer cells are starting to arise that they need to battle it, just like something attacking a beehive, okay? Or an anthill.
Yeah.
Okay. And so it's the equivalent of tearing off an antennas. So and they're going to go crazy and kill each other because they don't know what's what. They can't communicate anymore.
Yeah, it was the same thing with the Civil War, when the outfits got so bleached that the South couldn't tell themselves apart from the North.
Right.
And they just started shooting each other.
So there's like friendly fire happening because of it.
The same thing happens with your cells. They can't communicate. They don't know what's going on. So they start attacking your own body, and that's why we have a slew of autoimmune disorders.
Right.
Because it's the body that doesn't know what's going on with what. Right.
So the body is attacking itself, causing a lot of autoimmune disorders, which are on the rise. And again, these are just our theories. We don't have documentation to prove
these statements have not been approved by the FDA. Okay.
Right.
So, but yeah. So it's a huge factor. You know, the autoimmune disorders then end up leading to cancer, and cancer is something that's in your body all the time. Just like you have good bacteria and bad bacteria, and good fungus and bad fungus. I know it sounds gross, right? But you do. You have these things in your body all the time, and it's just a matter of your immune system being strong enough to fight it, so it never gets the upper hand.
Right.
And even if it does get the upper hand, it's only for a couple days. You don't feel so good, and then you fight it off. But when your cells can't communicate and you're stressed out and you're not eating right and, you know, you're falling apart, then you can't get back up on your feet.
The thing about getting sick is it's a really vicious cycle, because I've had a couple of things, and I don't want to get into all this stuff, but I've had a couple of things that were kind of ailing me for a number of years. And what really sucks about it is it's kind of like that whole thing where if I'm like talking to you guys right now and I'm saying, hey, are you guys sitting down right now? Okay, well, where is your back adjacent to the chair? Can you feel the chair on your back? And as you know, you weren't thinking about it, so you couldn't, but as soon as I brought it up, you can feel the chair on your butt, your legs, your back, and you're completely aware of it. Same thing was happening to me, is like, I knew that worrying about stuff was going to make it worse, but I couldn't stop worrying about it because simply the fact of knowing. So you get caught in this vicious cycle, and basically, you see all this electronic equipment around me and stuff. I use it for distraction because I can't actually overcome knowing that it's bad for me and stop it. I can't stop it.
Yep.
It's something that just keeps going on and on and on and on.
And Alicia said that she had Graves, which is hyperthyroidism. I had that.
Yeah.
And I started taking bugle weed. I found it on Amazon, and I took that for about 6 weeks, and it
you can't say cured.
No, I was going to say it made me symptom free, which is what you're supposed to say.
Right.
Like, I stopped having symptoms of it. Now, whether, I mean, I don't know if it cured it or not, but it certainly helped.
Let me ask you this. How long ago was that?
That was in 2012.
Okay, 2012. And have you had any symptoms since?
No.
No. Okay. So, again, not cured, but just not there.
Right.
Right. Okay. Matt asked us who's our favorite band and why. I'll let you answer that first if you can come up with something on the fly.
What did he say?
He asked, who is your favorite band and why?
Oh, that one's really, really hard.
Everybody knows mine, so. It's not even a band, it's a guy.
I was going to say, mine are like, it's a person.
Yeah.
You know, like a DJ, like, really like Oakenfold.
You cannot consider a DJ a musician. And I am a DJ and a musician, and I'm telling you, from professional freaking criticism, you cannot call a DJ a musician.
Unless he writes his own music.
We press play. We frickin' mix songs that already exist together, drum beats. Now, I'm not saying that there's no talent in DJing. Trust me, there's a lot more than people think there is. It's not just about pressing play. Technology has improved the ability to do it because you got sync buttons and all this crap we didn't have back in the days of wax when you actually had to match tempos with your finger and twisting the top knob where the thing's on, the record's on. But musician, not DJ. Does the guy absolutely write he literally writes his own stuff? Or is he just taking loops and making songs out of them? Because anybody can be trained to do that within a number of weeks. Not hard. And I'm not saying but just it's not hard to do that. Everybody knows who mine is. Mine is Prince. And it always has been. Yes, I love Michael Jackson, but Michael Jackson did not play any instruments per se. He wrote music with his mouth, which it takes talent, but Prince played over 20 instruments. People have quoted 27 instruments. I've heard that that's not exactly true. I don't even think I can name 27 instruments if I sat down and thought about it.
I don't think I could either.
But he played and mastered most of them, and he was very talented, and we suffered a great loss when we lost him. Some people don't agree with his music. They don't really know it, though. They know the quintessential stuff like 1999 and things like that. And
I think I'd probably have to say the Carpenters.
The Carpenters?
Yeah.
That's a good choice. Carpenters are dope, yeah.
Yeah, that's the closest that I can come to actual artists.
We sound really old, Prince and the Carpenters.
I know. The Carpenters are actually around before I was. So
this is going to be our last broadcast because we have reached the end of our lives.
Simon and Garfunkel. Okay.
So we got a rock and roll fan. Matt is. He said Black Sabbath, Van Halen, Stone Temple Pilots, Pearl Jam, Michael Jackson, Stones, Beatles, Gillian Welch, Tracy Chapman. Goes on and on for me.
Oh yeah,
Prince
so
and Jamiroquai. Yeah, Jamiroquai's pretty dope. Yeah. And whatever happened to Jamiroquai? What the hell?
I don't know.
He wrote some songs that were like these feel-good songs, and they were really snappy and catchy and danceable, and then all of a sudden he was just gone.
Yeah.
Like nowhere. What, Luana? Do you know what happened to Jamiroquai? Like, is he still trying, or is he just touring, or hung up on drugs or some shit?
New album?
New album, nice.
Really?
Okay, look into that for sure.
Nice.
Because I dug his old stuff.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
Did the Napoleon Dynamite song?
The what?
The Napoleon
the
Dynamite.
Napoleon Dynamite song. That's right.
That's one of my favorite movies.
Let's see. So here's one thing that Jess and I talk about every once in a while, especially when it comes to like people like Prince. It's like one day he was a beautiful small man, and he was a genius, and he was super intelligent and awesome at what he did, and all of a sudden you're dead, and then you're ashes. You no longer exist at all anymore.
Yeah, because Frankie and I were saying how we want to be buried next to each other.
Right. Well, forever she wanted to be cremated, and I didn't agree with that because it's the same way as I feel with Prince. Like, granted, I understand that when you're dead, you're not going to give a crap whether you've been devoured by wolverines or thrown to the fishes, or
at least we don't know.
You're put in a tomb.
Will care,
but it's just weird to think about that. 1 minute somebody's there, and then the next minute they're
ash.
Like, I can go visit my dad; he's in a grave, you know. But when they're ash, it's like, what do you do? Is it spiritually like they just don't exist anymore because it's all about the spiritual thing.
A lot of religious people don't believe in cremation because they believe that the spirit, like the body, is supposed to remain intact. I don't know; it's kind of weird to me, but to think about, I'm like, so the dead will rise in Christ is what it sounds like a zombie apocalypse,
right?
But so you know, that's why my mom was buried and not cremated. But when I think about it, I'm like, I'm actually kind of glad she was buried.
Yeah, the more you think about it, it just seems morbid to be stuck in a crematorium anyway.
Yeah, and then it's like the person, when you look at somebody that's been cremated, like my best friend Kate, who died almost a year ago now, she was cremated, and when I look at pictures of her, I'm like, she doesn't exist anymore. Like, that doesn't...
Speaking of crematoriums, I have a weird story here. So we had a place that was out here in Vegas on Rainbow Boulevard for a long time. There's still several of them in town, but this one in particular that was on Rainbow was a place called Memphis something or other. I know the name, but I'm just not going to say it. Anyway, it was a place there where you went to buy food and eat at a restaurant, and it closed down and got turned into a crematorium. Is that creepy?
Wow.
It's a crematorium sitting on Rainbow right now.
I think you told me that, actually.
And it used to be, I'm not going to say the name, but it's just Memphis something or other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that creepy?
It is creepy. I don't know.
They had the ovens. You know what I mean? They had the gas line. They had...
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to eat food that was... No.
So basically, like, you could burn Grandpa in the same place that we're serving nuggets.
No, thank you. I would pass on that.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, I'm trying to cut back.
And that just more solidifies my belief that crematoriums are creepy and shouldn't...
They are creepy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Let's see. Matt asked if this was my studio. Yes, this is a co-owned studio. It's me and my one of my best friends, Howard. We make music here. A lot of the equipment that you see is stuff that I've accumulated over the years, and so we joined forces and created this. These are all really nice microphones too. I have a microphone that costs $1,500. I have two of them.
Yep.
Yeah, I have two microphones that cost $1,500. We're not using them though.
Oh, we have some really nice...
Because they're overhead mics. They're more for taking audio for drum kits and stuff. So
yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice.
They're Sennheiser
I don't know
microphones.
anything about it, but...
Yeah. But yeah, I've accumulated this crap over the years, and a lot of it was donated to me, given to me, things like that. Like I said, money's never been a thing for me. I've always been accused for being a bad person for not loving money too.
Yeah, me too.
And not like going out and pursuing it. And I'm like, why do I need it? I don't need it.
My dad was...
This board sitting in front of me right now costs $5,000.
Yeah, my dad was upset that I didn't want money more, and I just didn't want it.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, it sounds like we're promoting people to just sit on their ass and expect shit for free, which is not the case. You know, we're just saying, hey, if you guys got if you have skills, do you know how to build a tiny house? Because we've always wanted to have a little tiny house to take on vacations, on hook it on the back of a trailer and freaking live in it for a while. So if you have those capabilities, maybe we'll let you use the studio for a year or something like that. That's how life should be done in trade. Yeah, wouldn't that be cool?
I keep yawning. I'm sorry. I'm finding.
She's so bored with this show. She finds herself extremely boring.
I am pretty boring, actually. I'm like, oh wow, I can't even watch myself. I put myself to sleep. That's probably why I have narcolepsy.
Hey, this creepy guy, Kincaid Voss, who I have no idea who it is, just asked if we could make out.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he messages me and
sounds like a guy with a ponytail.
He asked me to send him pictures of you.
He wants nude pictures of me.
Yes.
We're just kidding. We actually know who Kincaid Voss is, obviously. How are you doing, Eric? Good to see you. So we were just talking about the love of money, and Eric actually can vouch for this, dude. Eric does work. He's a working guy, but I've always admired this about Eric, and I've told my wife this. That's why she's not really listening to me. And she's checking out to see what people are saying in the room. I've always admired about my friend Eric, who is in this room as Kincaid Boss, that he can just pick up and frickin' leave any town, and just go start a life somewhere else from scratch. And I just think it's really noble and brave. And I remember not too long ago, it was just a couple years ago, he was working here in town, and he was like, dude, you know what? I'm going to go try to pursue an acting career. And I was like, okay, well, I think you should do it because I believe in people. You know, I don't want people to be caught in dead-end jobs, or even if they are advancing in their job. If you're not happy, you're not advancing in life.
No.
You're just working to survive, and that's horrible. It's a treadmill.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, dude, I think you should go do it. And he's like, okay, cool. Well, I need to stay at your place for like 3 weeks so I can get the money together to do it. And I was like, hell yeah, dude. So he came and he slept on my couch. And then he finally just one day was like, all right, I got enough money. I'm going to L.A. And he went to L.A. and he stayed gone a few months. And more than a few months. I would say it was like, what was it, Eric? Like freaking 8 months, 9 months? Anyway, long enough to know he didn't want to do it anymore. And then he was like, hey, bro, I'm coming back to town. Do you think it's okay if I sleep on your couch again? I'm like, shit, yeah. So I've never been the type of person to do that. And I don't know if it's just because I'm wimpy or something, but I would be so freaked out to just go to a different town. You're this kind of person. You're like Eric.
Yeah,
you'll just freaking up and go somewhere. Yeah. But you're hot, dude. You don't have to freaking worry about stuff. Anybody will offer their couch to you. That's ridiculous.
Like
it's ridiculous. Huh, like yeah, like I did. For those of you that don't know, we did meet up in Tahoe, but it wasn't until a year later that we actually...
I came to Vegas.
She came to town and she was like, I need a couch to sleep on. And I was like, let me fluff up my pillows for you. Welcome. And she came in, and she was there all about a day. And then she said, I think I like you.
But I had to text it to him.
Like a creepy weirdo.
Yeah.
She texted it to me while sitting on the same couch.
I did like a whole, like, the thing you do in high school. I was like, do you like me? Because I was so shy.
Check this box.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, check. Let's go have sex. Yep. It was a fabulous day.
It was a great day.
So, Frankie makes great kimbap. That's true, I do. And for those of you that don't know what kimbap is seaweed. You know how you buy like nori sheets? Well, in Korea, they're toasted. So basically, I should do a show where I show you guys how to make this crap. It's like my maid in Korea, who was a native Korean, taught me how to make this when I was like freaking 4 or 5 years old, with an open flame, mind you. So you turn on the gas, right? You can do it in a pan. I figured out a way to do that when I had electric outlets. I mean electric burners. But typically what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to turn on the gas, like on a low flame. You take a teaspoon and you put cooking oil of your preference over the seaweed, the nori sheets, on both sides. Well, on one side, but on each of the sheets. And then you stack the sheets together. I don't know if this is... Are you following me on this, or should I just shut up?
No, I'm
okay.
I'm like...
I'm just saying, so then you take the sheets and you put them all... They're all stacked and they're oiled. Then you pick them up one by one, and you drag them over the open flame like this. Okay? You following me so far? So, then when you're done with that sheet, you stick it on the bottom. Then you take the top one all the way down until... You can tell when they're toasted because they're really crispy. Like, they'll fall apart like a freaking croissant. Okay, and then you salt the crap out of them, and then you take that and you just simply tear them into sections of 4, to where they're like little squares about that big, and then you take them and you pick them up and you pick up rice with them and eat them, and that is a very popular dish that they don't serve in Korean restaurants. Almost no Korean restaurants have them, and you've been to Korean restaurants with me before when they're like, I'll get you some. Mm-hmm. And they go in the back because they have their own private stash because they eat their own food from the restaurant. Yep. And they're like, I made you some Kim, here you go. Right?
Yep. And I remember you making it. Yeah.
So, show you how to do stuff. Oh my God, dude, you remember that? That's so creepy. So, basically, I have this fake character that I do online. His name's Wayne Digley. None of you guys will ever find him. None of you guys will ever believe it's me. He's a gray-haired old man, wears a cowboy hat, and talks like this. Okay. So I did an episode where I never released it, though. I was making an episode right around the time Eric came and stayed at my house, where I was, as Wayne Digley, with the cowboy hat on, teaching people how to make kimbap. Why a white cowboy man's teaching people how to make kimbap, I don't know. But that was that was the dynamic that I thought was hilarious.
That is funny.
Because he was trying to educate people on Korean food. Mm-hmm. And he was making Mama San's famous kimbap. I can't believe Eric remembers that. This guy's like freaking mind is a steel vault. Let's see. We got Ralph. Wayne was the best. Okay, Danny remembers Wayne too. I might bring Wayne back because I'm like getting older and heavier and shit. So it probably would be a good thing to do.
Well, we had a whole bunch of skits we were going to do.
Yeah, we have a whole crap load of skits, but we're stuck in our stupid Icy Tens crap because it gets the most views because her boobs are pushed up to her chin and everybody's like, oh my god, view. So we got caught into that whole monetary bullshit, trying to make a little bit of scratch. And again, that's kind of a contradiction because we're talking about how money doesn't matter. And then all we're doing on YouTube is trying to make money. Yeah, isn't that funny?
We just want to make money.
So we're walking contradictions just like all of you. So just to let you know. We don't have all the answers. We don't know shit.
Yeah, we don't. We really don't.
Yes. Let's see. What is Kimbop? Oh, okay. I think I probably explained it. There's a little bit of delay in the room, so sorry about that. And Danielle Perkins said Wayne was the best. Yes. Yeah, we should bring back Wayne, dude. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Will you be my white trashy wife?
Yes.
Because that'll bring the sexual dynamic to it.
Or your daughter.
Oh my God, let's not go there. For anybody that knows, we're like our music channel. We pretend to be brother and sister, half brother and sister. Let me re-illustrate. We pretend to be half brother and sister because it's like this thing that's like a, what do you call it? It's a gimmick, but
it's controversial.
It's controversial gimmick. Yeah. Thank you for saving me because I got tongue-tied and stupid. So yeah, we do that, and we encourage you to go check it out because it is monetized, and so we get paid for views, and it's so much money you would not believe it. Like, oh my God, do you believe the last check we got from YouTube? How big that was?
Yeah.
I mean, we bought like dinner.
I know. We bought like 2 things. It was
we
amazing.
bought like 2 things at the store. It was freaking amazing.
Alicia said, what's your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel is Icy Tens, ICYTINS. So the name of the channel is ICYTINS, Icy Tens. Yeah, and you'll see us on there. It's really douchey. Warning ahead of time. It's really douchey. Really, I wouldn't say really sexual, but it's sexual.
It's pretty sexual.
It's pretty sexual, and it's just very, very douchey.
Yeah.
But in a cool way, as far as I am concerned.
Yeah, it was fun to.
Yeah.
It's fun to make the videos, and it's fun to freak people out.
Right.
And stuff, so.
We had talked about this on this show before, but I'll just bring it up since we have more viewers here today. And that is, we basically 3 years ago, her and I said, well, it doesn't appear that anybody gets views off of talent anymore. You know, the way of the Michael Jacksons and the Princes and stuff like that is kind of out the window. And it more or less now is how much you can annoy people or be controversial or just be a laughing stock. Kind of like, I don't know if you guys ever heard that stupid song by that guy that's all, something about you, girl. And it's all sung
it was on
horrible.
Tosh.0.
It's sung horrible like that. And it has like freaking millions of views, and the guy made a shitload of money off it. Well, I don't know if it was a shitload, but he made enough money to get by. Yeah. And so I was telling her, I was like, look, I got some songs that are like 23 years old at the time. It's 26 years old now. And we revamped it and we put it out on YouTube, and here it is. We released it, and then I tore it down because her and I were arguing about whether or not we should be doing this. And I was like, come on, let's just do it and see what happens. So we put it back up about 6 months later, right? Mm-hmm. It was about 6 months later. So technically it's only been up since 2015, and it has almost 700,000 views. And it steadily gets 2,000 views a day. And it's called Exhibition. And it's very douchey, and people were taking it as if it was like some real gothic rap kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Because like I said, it was a 23-year-old experimental song from when I was like in my freaking 20s.
Yep.
Yeah. And so, so it blew up. And we've done things with more integrity, and they have not blown up. They get like 11 views anytime we try to do anything serious and real and informative. Nobody
cares.
Yeah, about like the last song that we did. We did a song that was about how the media is brainwashing us to be in a race war with each other and stuff, because it's it's part of their agenda to get Americans separated and freaking divided and all this crap. So we did this song, and it's like a dubstep song with lyrics on it and stuff. And it's a really good song. Like, I'm not just blowing my own horn. If I was listening to music and the song came on, it would be something that I would actually want to hear again. And I don't say that about all my songs. I typically talk shit about my songs. They usually like lie in the range of having potential, but they've never actually been completed to where I'm like, this song is dope. I'm always like, this is a good idea, but it's not really where I want it to be. But the song that I'm talking about, Auto Genocide, is actually there. It got there, and it's like high, and it took like freaking 2 hours to write it because it really wanted to be written. For those of you that don't know and don't write music, I don't think that anybody writes music. I think that songs write themselves, and you are just a vessel to get them out there. Because I seriously I'll sit down to write something, and something completely different comes up.
Yep.
Yeah. So, let's see, what else we got going on? Off subject, but Jackie Johnson. Okay, go ahead and read that for me, will you, babe? What Danny said.
But Jackie Jackson came into work today. Really nice, great smile, and cheekbones. Thought about Michael Jackson, of course, and you. Once again, I love to watch and would love to come back to the studio soon. I think Lacey still has your lights. LOL.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Danny was involved in a project that we were doing called Empty Vessels, which actually was a really good idea, but again, it was one of those things where we didn't execute it correctly, and it ended up coming out really freaking cringy.
Yeah.
But it was still fun. I had a great time doing it because we were constantly like, we're going to finish this episode by next week, and it really felt like we were part of something. Mm-hmm. It's just that the end result just didn't come out anything like what was in our heads.
Right.
And it's too bad that happened. But I apparently lost some lights along the way, making that when I was filming at Lacey's house. Jackie Jackson. Yeah, that's crazy. I honestly don't think, Danny, that I would recognize Jackie Jackson. Jermaine I would recognize. Tito I would recognize. Marlon I might even recognize. But Jackie I would not. And of course I would recognize LaToya or Janet. And I don't think I would. Did anybody know that there was actually a third sister, and her name was Rebe, for anybody that didn't know? She never really did anything. Back in the 80s, she did the whole bandana thing with LaToya, where it was like rolled up, like, let's get physical. That song. And, yeah, she never really did anything. I don't know why. If I was a Jackson, I would be trying anything and everything. I'd be like, check out Rebe's cooking show. You know what I mean? You're not even listening to me. What are you doing?
I'm trying to respond to people here.
Oh, Jesus. I'm being ignored by my own wife. Must be time to get out of here. Let's see. What time is it?
It is
7:06.
Yeah.
We have, let's see, 3 more minutes, I think? 3 more minutes. Okay. So we're gonna let that 3 minutes be about Wayne Newton's thing. As we said, we're giving away tickets to Wayne Newton's ranch. So if you're watching this, you have until 11 o'clock tonight to write on any one of our broadcasts or email us why you think you deserve these Platinum Tour Wayne Newton Casa de Shenandoah. I get tongue twisted on it so bad. Casa de Shenandoah tours. They're $160 value. So if you would like to go to that, we need you to contact us before 11 p.m. because we're going to be doing a special broadcast here tomorrow solely to announce the winner and just talk a little bit of stuff. It's not going to be an hour episode. It's just basically we're going to announce the winner and talk about a couple of things. So make sure that you write us about that. Yeah? Right?
Okay.
What? Okay?
Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Centipede. What is Centipede? Oh my God.
David Jackson?
You want a tour of the Ethel M? I might be able to hook that up for absolutely free, Eric. You want to know why? Because it's absolutely free. You basically just show up at Ethel M, and then you go on the tour for free. Which, I heard they actually changed it. Did you hear about this? The Ethel M tour, remember, it was kind of like you stepped into a little Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory for a second. You walked in the door, there were a couple of windows and some history written on the walls, and it was showing people in the factory making the chocolate there. And I heard that now they've changed that whole room to where the tour is even shorter than it was. I can't confirm nor deny this. So I probably shouldn't speak out of turn. But I heard that they shortened it, and they have just this little tiny chocolate counter now where they're like, here, have a free sample. Bye, get the hell out of here. Kind of thing.
Wow. Yeah, because I went there, like, over a year ago with your mom, and it reminded me of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I liked it. I didn't eat the chocolate, of course, but...
Right, because you're vegan. Mm-hmm. Explain to people why you can't eat chocolate as a vegan, because people think that like vegans is like vegetarians. They're like, there's no meat in this. What the hell's the problem? Why don't vegans eat chocolate?
We do eat dark chocolate, but we just don't eat any milk. We don't eat eggs and milk.
Right. And see, that's the thing too. People don't understand why you don't eat milk. They're like, okay, milk was never a creature. Why wouldn't you eat milk? When I understand an egg, because an egg is a chicken, and it's a chicken embryo, and that's morbid and disgusting and blah, blah, blah. But why don't vegans eat milk?
Because of the cruelty behind it, plus milk just really isn't very good for you.
Right. It isn't good for you. It is not good for you. And I don't know how many vegans actually, they're just going to tell you every animal product's bad for you. But my wife, not being like other vegans, does not preach the same kind of stuff. She knows what's good, what's bad. She put me on a meat diet to fix one of my problems. She was like, you need to eat a paleo diet in order to fix your issue. So, but basically what they're saying is because they hook up the cows to these milk sucking machines, and it's just sucking the life out of them, and they're basically raised and bred to do nothing but have milk sucked out of them, right?
Yep.
And that's why vegans don't eat milk.
Yep.
Or drink milk.
Pumped full of hormones and everything.
Right. I agree with the baby cow thing. It's food for a baby cow, not a baby person.
Right.
But I still drink milk because I like my cereal, man. And I ain't gonna put it in no freaking soy milk neither. You know what I'm saying, dog?
Yeah.
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 But yeah. Hey, we're going to get out of here because we're just ranting.
And I'm kind of going in and out of these narcoleptic fits where I'm trying to,
She's politely saying that I'm putting her to sleep with my stupid...
I'm like, I need to eat something, dude.
I feel good, though, because we went over our time and we didn't think we were going to be able to talk about anything today. Okay, listen, guys. We love the shit out of all of you. Thank you.
Yes, we do. Thank you for joining.
Thank you guys so much for joining. Don't forget to like our page, please.
Like and comment and share and all that stuff.
And all that stuff. And if you have not liked our Facebook, hi, my name's Francis. If you have not liked our YouTube channel, please go and check that out. It's under construction right now because we've been doing this. But, we're looking for guests to come in here, too. So if any of you want to come in here and be interviewed, Luana, you'd have to make a trip to Vegas in order for that to happen. But if any of you want to be interviewed, I think it'd be fun to have Eric in here. He's an interesting character.
He is an interesting character.
I think he would bring something to the plate, but I don't know what his work schedule is, so we'll talk to Eric about that. Anyway, we love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and please join us tomorrow on a special broadcast when we'll be announcing the winner of the Casa de Shenandoah. I say Shenandoah. I don't know how to talk. I feel like a freaking idiot. Casa de Shenandoah tour. If you want those tickets, you need to let us know, and we will possibly pick you. If you beg us really good. All right. We love you guys. Take care. Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Have a great night. Be safe, everybody.